Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be talking about unknown Jedi. And by unknown Jedi, I mean Jedi which you may or may not have heard of, but are not really spoken about much at all. Not many people have heard of them, and if they have, it's simply because they may have seen them make one or two appearances in canon and lore. The first one was actually in The Phantom Menace, and I'm talking of course about Yarael Poof, who was a Quirmian male from the homeworld of Quirmia. Now, this was the fellow with the really long neck, if you remember on the Jedi Council in episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He was sat alongside Yaddle, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Mace Windu, Yoda, etc. What's very fascinating to me about Yarael Poof is actually his personality. Poof was actually a master of illusions and mind tricks. He used the Force to manipulate people's minds. He was kind of like the old woman character who has tarot cards and basically, deals with those kind of spiritual realms. He's the Jedi equivalent of that, and he was known to have a very mischievous personality, a very good sense of humor as well, reported by Mace Windu. Now, the reason I've chosen Yarael Poof, other than this, is because his death is really quite interesting, and it's sad that not much is spoken about it anywhere else. So, Poof basically went on a mission just before the first battle of Geonosis, and shortly after, during the battle of Fortress Vader, Darth Vader entered a portal which was made by Lord Momin to bring Padme back to life. And as he was walking through visions, Darth Vader came across Poof along with other Jedi who had their lightsabers ready to battle with him. And what happened was Vader got very angry, obviously, and chopped off Poof's head. That's right, he decapitated him completely and mercilessly decapitated him, killed him. And it's said that the words "let the past die" resounded in his mind at that moment. So that's obviously very dark. I do remember Yarael Poof when I saw Phantom Menace when I was younger. I remember turning to my dad and saying, "Oh, who's that?" Obviously my dad didn't know. When Phantom Menace came out, we were introduced to all these new characters that would form the basis for obviously the Jedi of the Council during the Republic at that time. So let's move on to the Second Jedi. Now, the Second Jedi doesn't actually have a name. We're just going to call him the Ewok Jedi. And that's right, there was an Ewok Jedi. And he was around just around the time of the founding of the New Republic, just after the Battle of Yavin. And what's really interesting about the fact that there is an Ewok Jedi is just the idea that Ewoks can be smart enough. Generally, they're not smart enough to comprehend the intricacies of the Force. However, this Ewok Jedi was born with that ability to possess the mental capacity to access and use the Force. And all that's known about him is he attacked a group of Saniazans who were trying to enslave a fellow Ewok. I've probably just slaughtered that word, by the way, so please forgive me. And yeah, there is an Ewok Jedi. Just let that sink in. I really wish there was a t-shirt of an Ewok Jedi. I would sport that like there was no tomorrow. And finally, our third unknown Jedi. A little bit more is known about this guy. His name is Kosa Heidu, and he was a Gungan. Again, another species you don't associate with being a Jedi. Just like with the Ewoks, you're thinking of Wicket from Return of the Jedi. With Gungans, you're thinking, of course, of Jar Jar Binks, perhaps lesserly known Boz Naz and Captain Tarsals from The Phantom Menace. But this Jedi, Heidu, is a very fascinating character because his master was Kin Yado-san, another Gungan Jedi. And the affiliation of Kosa Heidu with the Jedi is a bit patchy because since he was young, he felt a very big conflict within him. And just after a mission to Coruscant, he joined the Sith cult, which were called the Believers, and he became a Dark Jedi. I will do another video on what a Dark Jedi is, Essentially, it's a Jedi that fell from the light side of the Force and uses the dark side. There are some controversies in the greater Star Wars community about how we can identify Dark Jedi, whether they are truly Sith, whether they are truly members of the dark side or not. So that's it, guys. Those are my 3 mystery unknown Jedi, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe down below. I'm Star Wars Meg, and I will see you next time. Have a great day wherever you are.